Ball coming your way on Sky Sports this afternoon at 3 o'clock on Sky Sports 1. It's the FA Cup. It's Sunderland against Sheffield United. And then at 8 o'clock on Sky Sports 1 live football, Atletico Madrid against Murcia. But here at Celtic Park in Glasgow, the quarter-finals of the Tennant Scottish Cup, and it's Celtic who progress. Celtic have won thanks to that only goal by Henrik Larsson. The significant statistic there is that Rangers took 89 minutes to get the one and only shot on target. Michael Ball delivered it. But that shows you how way off the pace they are right now. 3 players cautioned. Man of the match, Bobo Balde, and the goal scorer, Henrik Larsson. How good is he? They're with David Tanner.
Henrik, you're in the semi-finals. How good does that sound?
Oh, it's great. It was a great result today. We knew it was going to be very hard, but we're delighted that we managed to win.
Tough game to play in?
It's always tough, old firm games. Probably the biggest derby at least in Britain. But it was great to get the result.
Playing up front on your own for much of the game, how difficult is that when you're used to having one of the big guys beside you?
It's always difficult to play alone up front, but I think Stilian done a great job the first half coming up and tried to support me as much as he could. He ran very much today, and second half we decided to move Stilian up front, and I think we've started to get a little bit more forward, but I don't think it was one of our greatest games today.
Bobo, you're the Tennant's man of the match. How did you view the game from your end of the pitch?
Oh, it was a hard game. We done well. We keep the ball some time. I know we're going to play against a hard team because all the players were ready to play this game. But we going in the game and play well and didn't concede a goal at the first half. And we know at any time Henrik can score the goal, so it was good.
Okay, well done today. Henrik, before you go, one last thing to do. Let's present the champagne to someone who's a teetotaler.
Hey,
thank you very
congratulations,
much.
Well
thank
done.
You.
Brilliant, son.
Bobo Balde, another great performance from him, and Henrik Larsson again on the mark when it mattered for Celtic. Charlie Nicholas, of course, and Nigel Spackman are still with me here this Sunday afternoon at Celtic Park. Nigel, let me start with you. Rangers season is over. You know, we're just at the start of March and it's finished. What for Alec McLeish and his side?
Well, the thing is, they've just got to keep plugging away and try and win the remaining games in the league. That's all they can do and finish as close to Celtic as they possibly can. But it's been a disappointing season, obviously. A rebuilding needed at Rangers by what I saw today. And really, without somebody who can score your goals up front, like Henrik Larsson can do for Celtic, you're always going to struggle because defensively, you know you've got to keep a clean sheet. Otherwise, you've not got a chance in these games. And for me, Rangers didn't create enough in the middle of the park or in the final third. They defended well most of the time. The goal they gave away was poor when Kloss's punch and De Boer getting each other's way. But overall, I think you have to say that Celtic just about shaded it because they created more chances, but most of those were from set plays.
But Charlie, the fact of the matter is, Alec McLeish, as we all know, has no money to spend. So when do you start rebuilding?
The only hope for Alec McLeish is that people like Larsson obviously leaving, prospects of Martin O'Neill possibly, and a few other Celtic players. And then they might bring them back to Rangers level. That's his only hope.
But that's a desperate situation as far as Rangers are concerned.
Of course it is.
They've got to hope that these key players...
Rangers generally overspent too much in the past, Jim. They're paying for that now. And it was basically Advocat who was the main guy behind all that. Now, what I would say about these current Rangers players is that they're doing now to Alec McLeish what they did to Dick Advocat. Yes, McLeish has signed 3 or 4 players who have disappointed, Capuccio and the other guys who were left out today. These guys don't have enough courage to play for Rangers. Celtic and Rangers predominantly go head to head, and it'll always be marked with the games against each other. Rangers pass it well. They've got some nice players. They don't want to do the other side, the ugly side of the game.
You'd weed out the dead wood right now.
I don't think there's enough players with strong courage in there. Alec McLeish wanted a courageous performance today, and I think if he would have walked away with a defeat, but at least seen his team give plenty of fight and a bit of blood to the cause, then I think he would accept it. But I think the way they peter out, one attempt in goal in 90 minutes is not acceptable for Rangers.
The thing is, Charlie, you're right with that, but for a manager to get rid of players who don't do it for you because of the wages they're on is impossible nowadays, because who's going to come in for some of these players so Rangers can get them off their books, even if they give them away on free transfers? That's what you need to try and do so you can rebuild the club. At the moment, they're lagging well behind, but you've got to get rid of these players who aren't pulling their weight on the
Rangers fans will eventually turn on Alec McLeish. They'll eventually turn on him, and he'll need to carry the can for these players. They've done it to one manager already. Will they be there to give it to the second manager? I don't think they will be.
To be fair, Charlie, I mean, McLeish said before this game today that the buck stops with him. He picks the team, and they have to go out there and attempt to do it for him. Well, they didn't do that badly, but they've lost, and the season's finished.
Yeah, but
it's not one game, though, yet.
No, but you can't say McLeish is responsible for that, can you?
Well, he has to take certain responsibilities for the way they play. And the last time they came here, Celtic beat them easy on the day. It was probably the most comfortable win Celtic have had in an Old Firm game for a long number of years. Today, Celtic were never threatened. Yes, Celtic didn't even play well today, and they've still walked away and buried Rangers. Now, the facts are, if Rangers want to go and compete with Celtic, then, and that's where you judge them, then they're playing a lot of catch-up now. And Alec McLeish, yes, carries responsibility, but are these players good enough? I would say no.
But in the big games like this is where you find your leaders on the park, and Rangers had no leaders out there today. There was no one who wanted to boss, take the ball and create things, organise others. You can say that the De Boer brothers are experienced, you've got Henningberg experienced, Craig Moore, but you need people out there with big hearts and big heads who go out and say, I want to win this game today, because all these supporters follow us. They didn't have enough in their locker to win today.
An example for me today is Michael Ball. Now, Michael Ball was out for a long period of time with injury. I do not see Michael Ball bombing forward. He's a wing back today. I do not see him hitting 20 yards out until the last minute he has a shot and goal. He looks as if he's wanting to play his own game. He's comfortable in that position. He doesn't want to go and hurt teams. And that's what the difference is with Rangers and Celtic. And we have to judge them. We go in and hurting teams. One attempt and goal. Now, you're not telling me Rangers fans are going to walk away tonight and say, we played okay, that's acceptable. They won't. And
on the other side of the field, is Rickson a liability, as some Rangers supporters think?
Well, I personally would, if Rickson wants to go, I would personally let him go. I don't think he carries enough quality. I think he wants to debate on issues off the ball rather than on the ball. Courageous players, Jim, play for courageous clubs. And this club is not courageous at the moment.
So who do you build this Rangers side around now, Charlie? Who are the good ones who are left?
You've got to give Alec McLeish his head. You've got to give him, sit him down and saying, what do I build this round? And let him make those decisions. And if there's 3 or 4 players to come in, then so be it. But there's big decisions to be made.
But Murray and Advocaat are to blame for the overspending which has brought about this situation.
Well, David Murray can take some of it, Jim. But I mean, basically, they were too loyal to Dick Advocaat's cause in terms of funding.
Yeah, but you see that down in England with Leeds United. They've overspent and see the trouble they've got them. Rangers haven't quite got those problems, but are they good enough on the pitch at the moment? They're not. The manager has to work with what he's got. You can't blame the manager for everything, because he's obviously going through a period of losing his best players and having to try and rebuild. But if they don't give him any money from somewhere, how's he going to improve Rangers? Charlie's talking about, well, Celtic losing Larson, maybe losing Martin O'Neill, and their standard dropping, not Rangers picking up. And the Rangers fans don't want to hear that. They want to see new blood in at the club and take it to the next level.
I was saying for about the last 3 years that Celtic and Rangers should properly be judged other than against themselves, but in Europe, that's where your responsibility is. That's where your true judgment level is. You find your level. Celtic have moved it on. And if Rangers start to think that they've just got to play catch-up with Celtic, they've also got to play catch-up to get back into Europe and earn their reputation. They built it slowly and it's gradually fading again. They need to start getting it back.
Well, of course, next up for Celtic, Barcelona. Absolutely. So they are still in there fighting in Europe. But significantly today, Charlie, no Sutton out there, and the Celtic players still rallied for the cause and did it for Martin and did it for those magnificent Celtic fans out there today.
Well, that's what they've got now. They've got the bonding of the fans are totally in support of the team and the manager, and they had this lovely relationship that can drive them forward. Now, I think Barcelona's an absolutely superb tie, and you can see these Celtic fans are up for it. My great memories of Celtic are European nights, Jim. That's where you're properly judged. But this is a seriously good Barcelona team now under Rijkaard.
But it's easy to be like that when you're winning. And Celtic are winning, everybody's happy, they're winning. It's when, like Rangers now, who have been winning, and then suddenly you're in a plateau going down the way. You've got someone somewhere has got to stop that buck and make sure they level off and then start coming back. It's great for Celtic to have European football, the likes of Barcelona coming in. It's going to be tough for them because Barcelona hit a little bit of form, but you wouldn't bet against Celtic turning Barcelona over here on Thursday.
Well, no doubt about it. It was a great day and a great result for Celtic. Let's hear from Martin O'Neill. He's with David.
Martin, congratulations. How rewarding an experience was that for you today?
Well, we're delighted to have won the game. I mean, it was a big match. The games are always very, very tight between ourselves and Rangers. And today was no exception. I thought we deserved to win. I thought that we got to grips with it. We needed Henrik to have a little bit of support. Probably didn't get enough of that there in the first half. In the second half, we pushed on. And I thought it was us taking the game. to them in the second half. Thought we'd besides the goal, with a number young Craig Beattie nearly made it 2 for us, but I thought we deserved to win the game.
Did it take a little while for the two teams to settle into the game, given that we're both at the changes in formation?
Yeah, I think it did. I think I was nearly going to turn around and say it was the occasion, but it was a big game for both teams, and we obviously losing Sutton and Hearts and had a bit of a problem, which I thought in the first 15, 20, 25 minutes never really got going. You know, we had, as I said earlier, we needed a wee bit more support to Henry. I thought we got that there in the second half, and I thought we pushed on from there.
Do you think your team gets enough respect? So many people talk about, you know, the physical strength of Celtic. I mean, is that being disrespectful to what happens on the ground?
Well, I don't. It actually probably doesn't really bother me at all. The side can play. We've only scored 85 goals this season from 25 matches, and they've been playing pretty well the last couple of years. You know, we've been carrying the flag in European football as well too for Scotland, and we can play. Today was really sloggy. You know, the pitch cut up a lot, and it wasn't really conducive for great passing. It started to get a little bit bobbly, and but credit to us and Rangers at the end of it all. It was just a difficult game, and I'm delighted we've won.
For all Rangers' problems, to prevent them from getting a shot on target until the 90th minute is still something to be proud of, isn't it?
Well, that was the thing. Whereas in terms of flowing football for us, it wasn't there often enough, especially in the first half. But we didn't look as if we were in any great danger. You say that, and any single ball into the penalty box, any misjudgment of a header or miscue of a pass can cause all sorts of problems. But I thought that we restricted them greatly in the game today, and the chances that fell, I thought they fell to us.
He worked hard on his own up front, Henrik Larsson, but he still popped up with his 14th Old Firm goal. You're going to miss him next season?
Well, yeah, of course we're going to miss him. We're going to miss him for a long time. But yeah, it was wonderful, and I'm delighted, absolutely delighted for him. Delighted for young Craig Beattie as well too. You know, and he nearly got one for us. But it's very, very difficult to come on in the field of play. You know, coming onto an atmosphere like that there. No matter how many under-21 games you play, you're not prepared for that sort of atmosphere. But he did wonderfully well, and his career should kick on from here.
He coped quite well because he got quite a welcome from Stefan Klos pretty early on, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He did. Welcome to the game. I don't think he saw that one coming, and he got flattened. But he picked himself up, as he does every single week, and gets on with it. And just thought it, because of the occasion, because I just thought the legs were struggling a wee bit in the last moment of the game, and that was the only reason he was taken off. But delighted for him, but delighted for the whole team. And I thought, among a number of wonderful performances, I thought that the two stands, Petrov and Varga, were absolutely outstanding for us.
Now, having beaten the Tennant Scottish Cup holders, are you entitled to think that if your team works as hard as it did today, that your name is on the cup?
Well, I don't think that. I think we're in the semi-final now, and we've got a game against Barcelona to look forward to. Last season we played a lot of games, and this season at this minute we're still involved in Europe. That might be only for another 2 games, but today's victory takes us into the semi-final. That's all it does. Just gives us another game, and we're going to have to try and cope with all the matches coming up.
Chris Sutton, is he going to be fit for the visit of Barcelona?
Well, that's a difficult one to call at the moment. He missed today, and but there's a couple of more days, like anything else, and I'm hoping that he can make it. But if the game was tomorrow morning, he wouldn't be fit.
Martin, thanks for your time.
Thank you very much, Stephen.
Martin O'Neill, no doubt a happy man, and why shouldn't he be? Because Celtic beat Rangers this afternoon by a 1-0. Henrik Larsson got it. Charlie, what about this fella, Stanislav?
Semi-final.